Lincoln is special to me because I've got roots and I've got memories of things that happened with my family, with loved ones, with friends. But even as a boy, without reflecting upon it, I developed a deep love of just being alone with nature or being with somebody I knew and loved in nature. My name is Paul Roos and I live in Lincoln, Montana. During my high school days, beginning when I was 14, I started working in sawmills in the summertime. There were some big ones. The Delaney Mill was a pretty good one. The Papin Mill was big, but not as big as the Delaney. We have the teepee burner from the Delaney Mill in our Blackfoot Pathway Sculpture Park now as one of the main prominent sculptures. And my interpretation of that is it honors the heritage and the culture of this area. And the first time I got in it, I actually cried thinking about my youth and about how I grew up.
Watching the sculpture park be developed was really interesting because it really brought this community together. We had contractors and then we had little old ladies that were all working side by side. It's created a new and unusual economic boost for Lincoln that brings people into town. So they're stopping for that hamburger or to gas up their car, or go to different little gift shops. And I think and I believe that this community is a better place because of that sculpture park and the work that we did together on it. My name is Karen Good. I have a 10-year-old son. He goes to school here in Lincoln. Lincoln is really in a transition period right now, going from a mining and logging community to trying to figure out, what our future identity is. My hope is that by the time my son is grown and he's thinking about where he wants to spend his life and raise his family, that Lincoln is a place he can actually consider doing those things. He loves this area, and I would like for him to someday be able to work in Lincoln and raise a family, and for there to be a school system here. And I think that that's possible, and I think that we are fully aware in Lincoln that that's something we have to constantly work towards. It gives you more a sense of community to sit and work with the people that you live around. And it's worth it because it's the future, If our kids grow up and move away and there's no way for them to stay here, what happens to Lincoln?
So how do we get there? How do we get a Lincoln that fits a sustainable model? I think it takes collaboration. I think it takes listening to each other. We formed the base camp, we formed a weed group. It energized Lincoln in all kinds of different creative activities. We're going to have to look at the communities and look at the individuals in the community and recognize and honor what they care about and where they come from. Over time, I remember an economy that was like this, and then an economy that was like this, and then an economy that was like this, and then an economy that was like this. And if you study, a lot of the small communities of the West, they're called boom and bust towns for a reason. That's what Lincoln was. And, I loved it anyway. Still do.